Never thought that like my past would be able to help me in my future. Like this is the exact position in my life where I feel like I was meant to be. I went through all those struggles in life to be able to be in the position that I'm in now. In 1999 was when me, my mom, my sister, and my stepdad all got excluded from the res. So I was banned off the res for 22 years. I remember telling the judge, like, you can ban me off the res. Freaking, I'll just keep coming back. I don't care, I'll go back, do my time, come back home. And because of my mindset at that time was like, going to jail is just one of the dangers of the job. It's in the job description of selling dope. That's when I just started getting deeper in my addiction, deeper into hustling. And just pretty soon, you don't even really get addicted to the drugs, but you get addicted to the hustle. Like sometimes I'll go out to places like that I used to sell at and find out if they'd be interested in getting into detox and treatment and just like somehow be able to start engaging with them. Then I try just showing them like that there really is way more to life than what we did or what they're doing and everything. And being consistent with some people, like just keep on showing up like at least 3 times a week at their house and just showing that, hey dude, I'm freaking here because I care about you. I was always saying that I was raised by the state, like literally, raised by the system. I was brought up in the system. I was 19, and that was when I first got sentenced, and then I ended up getting out when I was 21. So everybody that I was dealing with on the streets, when I got to county jail, they pretty much groomed me for prison. I was in Snohomish County Jail, and I was trying to call my sons just to tell them to write me off. Like pretty much just forget about me. Because if the judge was they were trying to give me a year in county for my first violation with no new charges or anything. My mind was like, maybe my life just wasn't meant to be lived on the streets. Maybe I just wasn't meant to be free. And my middle boy, he got on the phone and he's all, you know what, Dad? You're the best dad ever. I love you. While he was saying that, the first thing that was running through my mind was like, what did I ever do so right for somebody to say that to me? Because I didn't have that self-love, that and everything. Like everything I was just doing, I was just like lost. And so after that phone call, I was like, I'm gonna freaking fight for this. I'm gonna fight for this. So I ended up going to court, and the judge was like, well, we're gonna give you a year in county and this and that. And I was like, no, you're not. You guys never give me a chance. You guys won't send me a healing lodge because I'm banned out the res. So freaking, you guys, you know what? Send me a long-term treatment. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And the judge was like looking through my files, and she said, you know what, Mr. Medina, you're right. We've never given you that chance. So how's this? I'm gonna give you 6 months in treatment, and for every day that you complete in treatment, I'll match you day for day towards your probation. And I have a feeling that you're not gonna do it for your kids, you're not gonna do it for your significant other, you're not gonna do it for yourself. I have a feeling that you're gonna do it for your ancestors. And the way that she said that was just so heartfelt that freaking I just started crying right there in court. And like, I swear, like after I got back to my cell, like I could literally feel like my grandparents just holding me. And there's like this comforting feeling, like let me know that everything's gonna be all right. Before my grandma passed away, it was like one of the last people to be able to talk to her, and I told her that I'd make her proud of me. And because she's seen me at my worst, and she never freaking I got mad about it. The love that my grandma used to give all of us was freaking something that I could only wish for, like, my sons to be able to really experience. That was one of the things that I first thought about after I got back to the cell, like the feeling that I was feeling. My grandparents holding me, my ancestors, people that I never even knew. I felt like they were just covering me. I wrote this letter when I was in prison to Jared Parks, and it was a bunch of my ideas. It was when I first really started thinking about how could I help the community, how can I help like addicts and everything. And so I wrote them down. I was thinking, like, one of the things that connects everybody is music. What can bring more people together than music? So I was like, what helped me whenever I wanted to express myself, like however I was feeling or whatever. And so I started writing. And through writing, I was always good at writing letters because I did it for so long, writing home and everything from prison and everything. And then I started writing music, writing raps, thinking that, like, how can we reach like at-risk youth or even people that still think they got it, that are in active use or coming into recovery. One of the ideas that I wanted to do is be able to get a music studio down at the Recovery Resource Center. So my vision is to be able to turn this room into a music studio, even like a portable studio, and maybe like help them come down and produce some music or write some music and everything, and be able to lay it out on it, put it out on track and everything, and be able to just like, hey, look what you did. Freaking, this is you, this is all you. If you want to keep on doing this, just keep on the right path, keep clean. What I see it being is just something to somehow be able to inspire hope in somebody else. Maybe like my story will be able to relate to somebody else's story. Because through the NA program, which I highly suggest, because it's literally saved my life, is when they say that your story could help save somebody else's life. Because you never know how much of a similarity somebody else's story could be to your own. And by being able to have other people be able to come down and be able to pretty much share their own story on music, through music. Because that's what music is, it's storytelling. And by being able to help get other people's story out there through music, it would be freaking amazing. I never knew how many people I connected with through my story, like through my music, until after people were reaching out to me and stuff. And like, there's like other people like, hey, you want to come get on this track with us and everything? And I was like, sure. Like, it was just crazy. I wrote this rap that I used as part of my testimony when I was in treatment. And like everybody in treatment was all clapping and stuff. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna save this instead of leaving it with somebody. So I brought it home with me from treatment and everything. And the testimony is something that you have to give. It's like your story, like that you have to present before you graduate treatment. And so I wrote out my story, like everything that's happened, like what kept me in addiction. So then the day came where the talent show actually was happening, and it was a mass talent show.
This is my testimony, my life, my thoughts, my struggles.
So I went out there, and then the room was packed, and I had my mask on. And then I did the show, and I was super nervous. And like, I was glad that I was wearing the mask because like the sweat was coming. I could feel the sweat like soaking the mask.
I wanna see me fall from this cloud. Well, I'ma take flight. I'm learning to take the good with the bad. Only wish I could change overnight. Putting in work, the game on recovery, doing it for that native pride. Learning to love myself again.
But then the response that I got during and after, like it felt like I was getting messages from people how like some people were crying from it because addiction in my life was something that held me back a lot. Like I missed so much. I miss my kids growing up. I always got to watch them grow up on paper, like through the mail, because of all my past incarcerations. Today I'm able to be in the picture. Like I got to teach my kids how to drive. I'm still growing in a lot. And it's all through recovery and everything. Because if I don't put my recovery first before any choices I make, then I know that I could lose it. I could lose everything that I have today. I've had so much before, so many times, and lost it. And like since I got clean, I haven't lost one thing. It's like, and I know that I worked for everything that I have today. I will examine myself realistically. I will seek the power to act on my best motives and not to act on my worst. And so after I read these, I'll usually be the first person to speak about what comes to my mind and how it's conducive to my own recovery. Rapping about recovery could be something so strong. I feel like if you put the right words to it and if it just comes from the heart. Because like there's no other stronger story than ones that are real.